What's up, ladies and gents? Hopefully all is swell and you guys are freaking washing your hands, all right? Stay healthy. Let's do a couple of the problems. I know I've given you all the answers that you needed, and I know some of you are copying them, which is fine. Okay, just get those stuff turned in, and we're going to have a quiz on Friday on this information. So make sure you understand the stuff for the week and start taking those quizzes. All right, I'm going to do just a couple problems. If you need further explanation, you can just follow along. So I'll do probably a problem from each section, maybe 2 problems from each section. First 2 sections, pretty simple. This should all be review. We're going to turn this back into exponential form. So if you look at number 1, I want to take the exponential form and turn it to log form. So the way it works is you want your base is 5, so that is log base 5. Your answer to the exponent becomes your problem, and your exponent becomes your answer to the log. All right, and that's all you're doing for that section. Let's do 4. I know it wasn't your assignment, but let's just do it. So log base e. Okay. Again, recall, we can't really say log base e. It has a different name. So this is really actually natural log. Okay. 1 now goes after the natural log, equal to our exponent, which is 0. All right. I think you got the hang of that. We're going to do number 7. We'll just do it in reverse. So we're going to turn it into exponential. So my base is 3. My power is also 3. And it should equal 27. See how fun and easy that is. Let's try number 11. My base is 4. My power is 3 over 2. All equal to 8. Okay. Let's skip on to the next page. These become a little more difficult because now we have to not only rewrite them, but also find the log. So actually solve it if we can. So think of this as equal to x or y, if you want to think of it that way, because we don't know the answer. So I'm going to rewrite it in exponential form. So it's basically 2 to the something power is equal to 32. Okay? So 2 to the something power is equal to 32. And once we can figure out that power, we are good to go. So we know 2 to the 4th power, which is 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 2 is another 4. That's 16. And if we do 16 times 2 again, that would give us 32. So I'm thinking this is to the 5th power. So check it. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So let's check if that gives us 32. That gives me 4. It gives me 4. This gives me 16. Times it by this 2. 16 times 2 is equal to 32. So my answer to this bad boy of this log is equal to 5. It's the 5th power. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Let's go ahead and do number I'm trying to do the odd ones I gave you, but it's all right. Let's do 14, okay, because this one involves fractions. So I'm going to convert it. It's 1/4 to the something power equals 256. Okay, I had mentioned before we went on break that anytime you have a fraction and either turn it into a whole number or a whole number into a fraction, either way, our exponent has to be negative. Okay, so if you think about this, if I'm doing an exponent, I know it has to be a negative number here. We'll put a negative something has to go here. So think of the negative as, this negative has now flipped 1/4. It really is now, think of it as 4. So 4 to the what power gives me 256. All right, so basically 4 to the what power gives me 256, and that answer should be 4. So the exponent that turns 1/4 into 256 is -4. Okay. All right, let's do number 19. So number 19, all we're going to do is take this function, and in number 19 it says, instead of plugging in x, I'm going to plug in 4 for x. So my function looks like this. F plug in 4, so log base 4. Instead of x, it's now 4. So to answer this, I like to convert this. 4 to the something power equals 4. So what power should go here? And that answer is 1. Okay. Let's try 20. Actually, let's do 23. So 23, I'm going to plug in 1/27. So this is going to equal log. We're now using this guy here, this function, log base 3 of x. So log base 3 of 1/27. And we're trying to find this answer. So we're basically trying to find the power. So I like to convert. 3 to the what power gives me 1/27. So if you look, we have that issue. We're turning a whole number into a fraction, so that means my exponent has to be negative. So negative something. So now I just ask myself, since I took care of the fraction part, negative flips this guy. 3 to the what power gives me 27, and your answer is going to be 3. So my answer to this guy is 3. All right. Cool deal. Okay. Over here, you're going to use your calculator. I'm not really going to. You have the answer, so you could use your calculator to figure out the answers. Make sure you know how to do it. The only thing I will mention is, depending on your calculator, you might have to use the change of base, which means we do log base 10 of 59 divided by log base 10 of 8. So the top goes here, bottom goes here, and then you divide top answer divided by bottom, and it will calculate this for you in decimal form. Okay, so that's a change of base formula if you forgot that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do number 29. So this is a little bit review. Okay, this should take you back to IM2, but I'm just gonna do it for you. So 29 is, we need to divide this. There's a rule though, can't really divide radicals. Okay, so we have to get rid of the radical by multiplying the bottom and top by the conjugate. So we're going to multiply the bottom by its conjugate. Conjugate means we're going to just take that radical and flip its sign. So instead of negative radical 7, it's going to be positive radical 7. And what you do to the bottom, we do to the top. So 2 plus radical 7. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and distribute this. So 2 times 2, that gives me 4. And then 2 times positive radical 7, that gives me positive 2 radical 7. Okay, and now we're going to go here. Negative radical 7 times 2, that gives me negative 2 radical 7. And then we'll go negative radical 7 times positive radical 7. That gives me negative radical 7 squared. Okay? So what you'll notice is these radicals actually end up canceling out. So 4 can't do anything here, but 2 radical 7 and negative 2 radical 7, they eliminate. And the other thing that eliminates is radical and a power actually cancel each other out as well. So you're left with just negative 7. So we end up with, for the bottom, 4 minus 7. 4 minus 7. And then the top turns into 10 times 2 plus radical 7. Okay, so we're going to continue this because we want to clean up the top. I'm going to distribute the 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times radical 7 is 10 radical 7. So we get 20 plus 10 radical 7. That's the top. And then the bottom, we just do the math. What is 4 minus 7? That gives me negative 3. Okay. And we are done. All right, we'll stop there. Get ready for the quiz. You're going to have some more notes tomorrow and all that good stuff. Stay healthy. See you guys.